What's up, guys? We're here with Chris and his Tacoma and his Tacoma. Yeah, just walk us through this thing, dude.
It's a 2006 Toyota Tacoma. Bought it 14 years ago, and it was my daily driver for 11 years, and then I just started down the deep rabbit hole of long travel and desert and LS swap and everything that it's taken to get it to where it is now. And it's just, yeah, it's just a deep dark hole that you dig into until you get to perfection that's impossible to gain.
So this thing has full frame rails front to back?
Yeah, it's still full factory frame rails, which has just saved me time in the build.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to the stage where I've needed to make them disappear yet.
Fair enough.
If you have your way, then we'll get there sooner than later. So
you're running 2.5 and 3/0s, right?
Yeah, so it's a 2.5 by 10 coilover and a 3 by 10 3-tube bypass in the front from King.
Sweet.
And then in the rear, they're both 16s, but it's a 16 by 2.5 inch coilover and a 16 by 3 inch 5-tube bypass.
Sweet.
So not necessarily ideal, but with King wait times the way they are, when you can find used shocks that fit the bill for the time being, you make it work.
For sure. What are you running, 37s?
35s.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I know.
Well, should we pop this hood open?
Yeah. Just gotta pop it up, and that flips up.
So who makes this front clip?
So it's a Fiberworks front clip. Sadly, Advanced quit making them, so Fiberworks is the only option today that I know of to get one.
What's the engine details?
So it's an LS3 with a mild cam. Other than that, it's basically in completely stock internal form. I haven't even popped the heads off or anything. So it's
don't let the magic out.
Yeah, exactly. But then fully fabbed aluminum oil pan to make it clear for 4-wheel drive. Custom intake. So they're Donaldson filters, and they actually outflow the UMPs by about 15%, maybe. But then the UMPs, you got to completely take them apart. You got to take the end cap off, and then they're hard to work with in the space constraints I had.
Yeah.
And these work really easily because it's 4 clips that pops out, and you can just slide the filter straight out. So
really
servicing's really easy for this application.
You got some Baja designs up there?
Oh yeah,
Sweet.
Got my LP6s, one LP9,
so
some S8s, and then so plenty of light.
Yeah, sick. And you even have some lights into your headlights, eh?
Yeah, those are they're Morimoto housings they make that are just designed as a full headlight unit.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they look really cool.
And so I had to fab the back of it. That was the only way to make the intakes work. Yeah. Otherwise, there was just they weren't going to fit.
Right.
So I needed the space, and I was like, how small can I make these headlights? Because what I really wanted was a 3rd gen one piece, but nobody makes a one piece for a 3rd gen. Because I was like, those headlights are way smaller and it'd be way easier to package.
Yeah.
But nobody makes them, so I went with what I could get.
All right, so at the back of the truck, you're running Dirt Designs here as well?
Yeah, so I've got Dirt Designs 4-link kit, and it cycles 21 inches of travel in the rear. If I switch out my 16-inch bypass for an 18-inch, it'll do 24 inches in the rear, which is ideal, but I just, getting there, working through it all.
It performs great as it is. So.
Yeah, and that's the thing is 21 inches in the rear is a lot. And even, I'm only 16.5 in the front, so it's not.
It's pretty balanced. What about your rear end?
So that's a Camberg Ford 9-inch housing on Camberg hubs with full Willwood brakes, a Willwood electric parking brake.
Yeah.
And then the third member is from East Coast Gear Supply.
Sweet. And you're running a locker?
Yeah, I got an ARB air locker in the back and on 529s for my gearing.
Okay.
And So that matched out pretty good with the TR6060 transmission. So
the big radiator back here, and you got the fuel cell behind the axle.
Yeah, so I've got the Jeep Speed 32-gallon fuel cell.
Sweet.
Mounted, and I've just got a remote fill port on it, and with a radium quick dump valve and
sick,
and all the goodies.
Yeah, it's pretty plain back here, but you kept the bed, hey? Well,
yeah,
sort of.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I had to cut a lot out just to clear, because obviously you're not gonna, if you left the wheel wells in, you're not gonna clearance it.
No,
it's just not gonna make it. So, and the entire reason I left it was easier to mount everything that way. This truck build has basically been a series of 2 to 3 week breakdowns. Right. And it's like, what can I get done in this 2 weeks? And then at that time, it needs to be back running and driving. Right. And a lot of times it's to go to another trip. Yeah. So it's like crunch time and got to get it done. Yeah. So that's been a little hindrance compared to, you know, like you, it's probably a little easier. You just cut the truck up and
it will be easier once the shop's done.
Yeah,
but it's coming. Oh, let's look at the inside of this thing. So you got no seats in the back. Just
no seats in the back for now. I would love to have a PRP seat in the back, but it's just budgeting. It's not there yet. So I'll get a few other things done first, and then it'd be great to have that third seat, because there's a lot of times when it's like, oh well, we ran out of seats.
Exactly. But this is sweet there with the gear, the Milwaukee pack outs.
Yep, gets me tons of space. I can put all my tools in there and everything. So it's great to be able to, especially for trail fixes, having every tool I need to work on the truck is in that pack out. So that is a Prinsu roof rack, and then I custom cut in for some Baja S1s. So I can get some scene lights.
And you got PRP harnesses, PRP, what are they, Enduro seats?
The Enduro Elites, yeah.
You got the PRP shreddy wheel.
PRP wheel with the Cartec wireless controls.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
I can start the truck from the steering wheel, which is really sweet.
You got the manual transmission. What are you running for the T case? So
that's a NV231. Dodge T case. Yeah, it's a 6-bolt T case. Okay. I mean, they're everywhere. Yeah, and they're rated for like 1,700 foot-pounds, I think, or something like that.
So
and it's
more than enough.
It's a 2.7 to 1.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So kind of more or less stock.
Yeah.
To how the Tacoma is, and then you have a handbrake in there just for giggles.
Well, I didn't have the Camberg, or I didn't have the Willwood electric parking brake when I first put the Ford 9-inch in. Right. So my thought was, I didn't even know they existed at the time. Yeah. And so I was like, well, I can just use that as my parking brake. So I had a bungee cord that hooked to the cage, and it was less than ideal. Yeah. So that changed. I was like, yeah. And I use it less than I thought I might, but it still comes. It comes in handy.
It looks cool when you look inside the cab.
True. Yeah, it's a nice big anodized red handle.
PCI radio and all the normal stuff.
It's Kenwood radio with PCI intercoms. Yeah, and everything. Sick. So it works great on the trail when you can talk to your buddies and
that's awesome. Sweet. Sick. Well, what are your future plans with this thing?
So I'm hoping to race it in 1450.
Okay.
There's still a lot to work through. I want to get different PRP seats. I need to finish up some cage stuff, and then there's a ton of safety stuff you got to buy. So that's kind of the next plan. There's a few things I still need to fix and tweak on the truck, but it's 1450 is getting it race ready is the next goal, and then from there, we'll see what you come up with if we get some better travel numbers out of the front with some new stuff. So,
well, thanks so much for walking us through your truck and taking us out for a rip. It's super fun. This thing works really well. Like, you think, 16 inches, 21 inches of travel, but it whoops. Like, we're hitting whoops at 60 miles an hour?
Yeah, 50 to 60.
Yeah, and it just eats it up. So, and the power is just unbelievable with the LS3. So, well, it makes me more really excited for my truck, if I'm totally honest. So yeah, thanks so much, dude, for coming and showing us your truck, walking around, going in the desert and ripping. It was awesome, such a blast.
Dude. You know, like and subscribe to Overland Outfitters and the Trail Boss himself.
Appreciate it. See ya.